Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Happier You Leads to a Healthier You. I'm your host, Goddess Asha Mariama. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode. And thank y'all for on TikTok for joining me as well. If you guys like the commentary and you want to hear more, please go to Spreaker.com/A Happier You Leads to a Healthier You. And on my YouTube channel, it is Give me a happier and healthier recovery and health channel. Now, this channel is all about helping people when it comes to their recovery and healing from being healthy and being well, as far as your health and well being. So, when I created a happier and healthy recovery and healing podcast on YouTube, and then when I created a happier you leads to a healthier you, I created it because I wanted people to be healthy. I want people to understand that your health should not be based on anybody else except you. Now, everything you do should be based on a purpose and based on a path. It should be based on a journey that you're going on alone. Okay? Alone. Not your family, not your friends, no one else but you. Everything you do is based on the decisions, the choices, the actions, and the behavior that you do every day. Your health and wellness is determined by your critical thinking, common sense, common judgment, morals, values, principles, and ethics. It is also based upon your morals, values, principles, and ethics, weighing the pros and cons, your education, knowledge, and intellect, and also is based on your consequences, repercussions, and karma. It took me years to figure this out. There is no fast and easy way to do anything as far as the right way. So, health and wellness is about doing things the right way, the correct way, the proper way, and not doing it based on the fast way, the easy way, because there is no easy or fast way to do anything. There just isn't, especially when it comes to right or wrong. And your health and wellness is no different than your spirituality. What you choose to consume, what you choose to acknowledge, what you choose to accept, how you act, how you behave, how you think, the choices and decisions that you make will determine your health and wellness. And that's just it on that. So, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, or you want to send me letters, or you want to be a guest on my podcast, please go to Spreaker.com/my name, ASHA.MARIAMA01 That's ASHA.MARIAMA01 A little bit about me. I am a certified recovery healing and recovery coach. I'm also a mental health practitioner. That's all about helping people on their paths and their journeys to a new and better you. You can also hear my podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Cashbox. You can also hear it on Drizzer, Podcasters, and multiple other streaming companies. If you are a sponsor and you want me to basically promote your products, then you can email me there as well. I hope you guys are doing very well. Me, I am doing good. Now, when it comes to your health and wellness, a lot of y'all think that Ozempic, plastic surgery, you think by going and doing these tummy tucks, gastroliposuction, tummy tucks, that's going to make it easy to lose weight. Do you not understand? Majority of people gain that weight right back after they go get these surgeries done. They'll go and they'll do these surgeries and then turn around and gain the weight right back. So I know Ozempic is a very big thing, and believe me, I asked my doctor about it, but my doctor does not recommend me doing Ozempic. Now, for those of y'all who like my channel, please put the hearts in chat on TikTok. And for those of y'all who like the commentary and want to hear more on YouTube, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification button to receive notifications of my videos. Now, my sister is currently on Ozempic and she has lost weight. Here's the problem though. There are side effects to these medications. Getting plastic surgery is not going to change your self-esteem, self-worth, and self-values. It's not going to change that. You getting smaller is not going to change your insecurities, and it's not going to change how you think about yourself. There are people that have lost 40, 50 pounds and still has insecurity issues. There are people out here that have set up here and went and got plastic surgery and still have insecurities. You don't change mentally because you lose weight. So yeah, you may lose weight, but that don't mean you're not going to have other issues, because you are. Just because you lose weight does not make you a better person. It does not make you a godly person. It don't make you have morals, values, principles, and ethics. The only thing is you're doing it for the wrong reason. 99.99% of y'all are losing weight because you want to get a man. You're losing weight because you want to get a female. It's just like, why do you want to be rich? The majority of people want to be rich just so they can throw in somebody else's face that they're rich. Not because they really want to be rich. Not because you want to be rich to be healthy. You don't want to be rich because you want to basically have the best health care to be able to come and go as you please. No, that ain't why you want to be why you want to be rich. You want to be rich because you can splurge on a bunch of women. These are not the reasons why you do what you do. So that's no different than when it comes to health and wellness. You should want to, for one reason and one reason only, why you want to be healthy, because you want to live. You want to live a long life without pain. You want to live a long life without suffering. You want to live a long life without all the trauma. Okay? So what I'm saying is, I just want people to understand, I get it. I do. And I happen to understand it better than what some people think. I like doing these little things. They're just so cute. But anyway, so when it comes down to these situations, playing around with things, I want people to understand that when it comes to your health and wellness, look, it ain't something that you need to be playing with. It's not just about you going to the gym and working out. It's not just about you trying to go and get a six-pack, because the first thing that comes out your mouth is, now that you're getting all this attention, it's for attention. It's because you want to be society standard of what beauty is. But not once is it because to be healthy. And just because you lose weight does not mean you're healthy internally. It don't mean that. Let me tell you something about bacteria. Bacteria is something just like chronic pain. Let's say you take Tylenol to deal with one issue. And you take Tylenol to deal with one issue. And then come to find out, let's say you have issues in your arm. So you take Tylenol and Motrin. And then the next thing you know, you got back pain. Well, that's what chronic pain does. It spreads from one thing to another. That's just what it does. So it's going to move around and find a place. So you would have to take multiple different medications to basically stop the pain, to hit it all at one time. So you might have to take Motrin, Tylenol. You might have to take ibuprofen. You may have to take oxycodone. You may have to take antibiotic. You may have to take multiple different medications to hit that one spot. Well, guess what? Parasites and bacteria do the same thing. They go from one place to another. And the one thing about these particular bacteria is they love fat. But even if you don't have fat, that don't mean they're not going to strike. Do you know it's easier for someone that's smaller to catch a cold than somebody that's bigger? Why is that? See, believe it or not, fat protects you from a lot of things. It's like a nice little cushion. that basically essentially keeps you warm and keeps you cozy. You know how you sleep on your pillow and you want it to be nice and soft? Well, guess what? Fat ain't no different. It's a cushion that basically is around your stomach, your organs, but it's not healthy. So you got to get rid of the cushion. And just like anything else, a cushion or a shield protects you from certain things. Well, guess what? That fat is what protects bacteria and parasites. It's the reason why parasites can run around the way they do. Why it's hard to detect pain, because nobody knows how to test the nervous system. So what I want people to understand is fat only hides behind, fat is what basically parasites and bacteria hide behind. So once you start losing weight, and once you start taking care of your liver and your lungs and your kidneys, and can the body heal itself? Yes, it can. But if you're putting things in your body that ain't supposed to be there, is why our bodies are, hey, which is the reason why our bodies are not doing so well. Because we're doing all kind of chemicals, chlorine. Y'all have no idea how much chlorine is in your water. If you look at the water, it has chlorine. I just looked at, matter of fact, got one right here. This bottle right here has chlorine in it, and I need to stop buying it. So this water you do not need to buy because it has chlorine in it. There are a lot of your meats that have chlorine in it. There are a lot of your foods that have chemicals because they're trying to basically feed your dopamine, trying to get you addicted to food, making you want to spend more money. Do you know the lengths people go through to try to get you to spend money? They gonna hit that dopamine. They hit your wants. They hit your wants. That's what makes you buy stuff, because you want it, not because you need it, because you just want it. We were just having a conversation about wants versus needs, and the fact that when it comes to what you want, what you're willing to do for it is what makes it negative. What you want is not always a good thing, because you can't accept when you don't get it. Here's the thing. I stopped wanting at this point. I don't want nothing. I see something and I'm like, ooh, that's cute. But do I need it? If I buy it, there's a reason why I'm buying it. I'm buying it because now I got to stock up on stuff, because if we're going to have these tariffs, I want to make sure I have enough clothes that actually fit me. Make sure I have enough groceries. Make sure I have everything that I need, so I don't have to worry about doing any shopping in the next 4 years, because I don't plan on doing no shopping except groceries. I'm not planning on buying no more tennis shoes, no more nothing. I plan on buying my laptop because I need to get another laptop. I plan on getting me another one, and that's just it on that. So what I want people to understand is your health and wellness are no different. Your health and wellness is just like a computer. If that mainframe is gone, your computer is gone. Guess what? If your brain is dead, guess what? So are you. So it is important for you to keep your brain healthy. How do you do that? Stop consuming stuff that's going to have you in your feelings. Your feelings mess up your brain more than anything else. The only thing you should be thinking about when it comes to your feelings is how basically the body feels. And don't get me wrong, 99.999% of your feelings is because how your body feels, how you react to things, how your body reacts to things. That's why 95% of your body is a subconscious, aka your feelings. Only 5% of your body is your thoughts. 5%. Do you know the average person only uses 10% of their brain? 10% of your brain. And another 90% is your body. Is feelings, your opinions, but not your thoughts. When you make a decision, do you research? Do you do your research on everything that you do to find out why it's wrong? To find out why you shouldn't do it, or you do it because it feels good at that moment? You do it because you'll do anything to get what you want, even though it don't want you, even though that person don't want you, even though it's wrong, even though you shouldn't do it. but you did it anyway. Why? Why? So I want people to understand that when it comes to these particular things, I don't understand it and I don't get it. It's just like that y'all going to get plastic surgery. You think plastic surgery gonna change you as a person? Do you think changing yourself externally is gonna change all them insecurities, all that trauma? Is it gonna change the depression and anxiety and what you went through 20 years ago? Do you know how many people go and they lose weight or they go get plastic surgery and they go back to their class reunion, and these people don't even care about what you look like now. All they care about was that you were a nerd back in the day 20 years ago. That's all they're going to bring up. That's all anybody that used to know you is going to bring up who you were then. That's why I don't understand why you want to go and bring up somebody past that ain't got nothing to do with now. So even though, yeah, you can lose 20, 30 pounds. You can lose 200 pounds. But it's not going to change them insecurities that you got. If anything, it's going to elevate it. Why? Because now you really going to be worrying about what people think. You're going to be worrying about what people think when they see the old version. Do you not understand that even though you lose the weight, it's going to be somebody that's going to remind you used to be 250 pounds. Somebody going to remind you used to wear glasses. Somebody going to remind you that you lost your hair. They're going to remind you of that. That's why I said you can lose all the weight you want to, but it should not be because you want to attract somebody. It shouldn't be because you want to be an Instagram model and show me what you're working with. Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. What? The first thing I see is these females like Lizzo and all them who lose all this weight. But as soon as they go through some type of breakup or some type of depression, they right back at the weight they started. You can get plastic surgery, and that does not mean that you ain't gonna gain weight. I've seen people that had liposuction, have had gastric bypass surgery, and gain the weight right on back like it's nothing, and they'll just gain it back, and you be like, wait a minute. Didn't you just have liposuction? It don't even look like the person had liposuction. Why? Because they go back to eating the stuff they shouldn't be eating. They think because they had the liposuction, they can go back to eating McDonald's and going back to eating Hardee's and going back and eating these foods. No, you cannot do that. You can't even eat half the foods you used to eat. And you got to exercise. All Ozempic does is, yes, it will let you lose weight fast. But there are side effects. When you try to get off that Ozempic, boy, when I tell you that weight gonna come back quicker. All that weight you lost, you gonna get it right back. Because as long as you on that Ozempic, the weight will stay off. The minute you stop taking it, that weight gonna come tumbling right back. You seen the way Janet Jackson struggled with her weight. You see the way Oprah Winfrey struggled with her weight. You'll be amazed how many people struggle with their weight. That's in the industry. Janet has been struggling with her weight for years. Years. You got to learn to accept the fact your body, if you've always been a bigger person, your body's going to always fluctuate. There's no way around that. But here's your goal, though. Your goal is to have what I like to call an equal medium. You don't go too far here. You don't go too far here. And that's in life with people and with things. When it comes to gambling, this is how much money that I have. This is how much money, if I lose, I'm going to stop here. That is what you got to do. In everything that you do, every choice, decision, action, and behavior that you do, there has to be an equal medium. How you love people has to be at an equal medium. When it comes to how much money that you want to make a month and how much money that you're willing to lose, there's got to be an equal medium. Everything in choices are equal medium. Every way you deal with people is at an equal medium. It's got to be a balance. I can love somebody and not be stupid. I can love somebody and let them go at the same time. I can love somebody and not lower myself. I can love somebody and see them for what they are. I can love somebody and know when somebody's using me. I can love somebody and not do something negative. I can love somebody and stand my ground and say, I'm not doing that because it doesn't benefit me. So let me give you an example. The girls that are virgins, for example, the women and men that are celibate, that are not out here having sex, as an example. So they may say, I'm not having sex till marriage. I'm not having sex till I'm in a serious relationship. No matter what you say, no matter how many times you try to get them to have sex, they're just not going to do it. Why? Because they want to be married. Well, guess what? Your health is no different. What are you willing to do to be healthy? What are you willing to give up to be healthy? I said, I'm giving up processed foods. I tried to eat some, Swedish noodles. When I tell you it messed up my thyroid and I was miserable. And I said, nah, I'll make my own sauces. I'll make my own stuff. I'll make my own. Now, I might use canned tomatoes. I might use canned vegetables. But I can, matter of fact, mustard. Now, in this, it has distilled vinegar, mustard seeds, salt, turmeric, spices, and papaya. That's it. That's all that's in here. That's why I bought it. There's no additive ingredients in here. As you can see, there's nothing as far as it being manufactured in any seafood or any type of tree nuts, nothing like that. Ketchup. It's still at the heart. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm watching some African skits. I didn't mean to do that. That's my fault. Okay. This right here is ketchup. And this is what it says in the back of it. It says that it has tomato concentrate. Now, this is why I'm going to start making my own. It has high fructose corn syrup. Guess what that means? This ain't healthy. This is not something because it has high fructose. This is not good for you. It also has distilled vinegar, corn syrup, less than 2% of spice, onion powder, and natural flavors. I wouldn't use a lot of this. You can just make your own. So if you look at Walmart, for example, you need to look at things that says bioengineering. That's why I said I wouldn't use a lot of ketchup. If this has a lot of fructose and corn syrup, I wouldn't use a lot of this. I would not use a lot of this on my fries. I have learned to eat my fries without ketchup. Just make your own. Make your own. When it comes to your sauces, make your own. Y'all got to start learning to cook learn how to cook for some of y'all. So when you're at the store and you're shopping, you need to make sure that whatever you buy is not bioengineered. Making sure that it's not, if you have allergies, that it doesn't have shellfish, nothing like that. If you even look at ice cream, you got to look at what kind of sugar. Is it raw cane sugar or is it regular sugar? That bleached sugar. Bleached sugar has chlorine in it. You don't want to eat that. You want the one that says raw cane sugar that does not have any bleach, nothing in it. Flour, wheat flour, almond flour, any type of cashew almond flour, wheat flour. Those are the flours you want to use when you make your stuff. Cornmeal, those are the things you want to use. But you do not want to use bleached flour. It's unhealthy. Also, you have an app that will show you everything that's in that food and whether it's good for you or not. And it will tell you. Now I'm gonna go into something as far as Ozempic, and we're gonna talk about the side effects of Ozempic. So give me a second. Now, the side effects of Ozempic: nausea, blurry vision, allergic reactions. It can be, it doesn't really say. It's food allergies, hay fever, dermatitis, asthma, those type of things, dizziness, um, burping, headaches, diarrhea, constipation, pancreatitis, fatigue, thyroid cancer, confusion, swelling extremities, stomach pains, hypoglycemia, acute kidney injuries, what else? Acute kidney injuries, appetite loss, heartburn, decrease in urinization, gastroparesis, and breath odor. So yeah, you're gonna lose weight, but you have all these side effects at the same time. All medications you take are gonna have a side effect that may or may not affect you. It is to the point. I used to be able to take medication. I used to be able to take certain medications. I used to be able to take oxycodone. Now I can't. I used to be able to take a lot of medications. I can't. I can barely take none. Which is why now I'm trying to heal myself naturally. So that way I don't have to worry about the issue of, these issues. So you'd be amazed what you can do to heal the body. You'll be amazed. So that's what I wanted to show you. And don't get me wrong, Ozempic does help with lowering the blood sugar levels. You can use it with insulin and other diabetes medication. So really this medication is for diabetes. People who are diabetic. But yet people who really don't even need the medication is taking it. Why do you need Ozempic if Ozempic is for people with diabetics? Do you know how many people are diabetics in this world? And y'all up there taking their medication? Shame on y'all. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that. But don't get me wrong. If you want to take the fast way, as I say, when it comes to the grasshopper and the hare, you want to know how the tortoise. No, I'm sorry, the tortoise and the hare. You want to know how the tortoise ended up beating the hare? Let me explain. The tortoise, even though it was slower, it had a pace. It was focused. The tortoise knew that if he ran too fast, he was going to end up being out of breath. And he wouldn't have been able to win because he'd have been tired. When you got people that move fast all the time, don't they get the easiest burnout? But when you got somebody that walk very, very slow and you wonder why, because they the ones that's not going to have burnout. Even though that person is running slow, that does not mean that they slow. It just means that basically, essentially, I ain't trying to tire myself out. That's why when you run, you be tired. That's why when y'all work out and y'all do them all that extreme workout, why y'all be so tired. But yet the person that's in there doing the treadmill, that's walking, y'all be like, how is she losing weight and she just power walking? Yeah, that part. It's just like when you have people that are just Speedy Gonzalez and they just be gone. And then they end up getting tired. Even Speedy Gonzalez, even Roadrunner got tired. So the tortoise doesn't get tired because why? It can go all day. Why? Because it takes its time. It's patient. It's observant. It's going to make sure before it moves that it's making the right decision. That's why the tortoise beat the hare. Because the tortoise basically kept his energy until the most important time. By the time the hare woke up, the tortoise passed. Not only in the middle of the night did the tortoise pass him, he was almost to the finish line. By the time he woke up and realized that tortoise was almost towards the finish line, he caught up to him, and what did he do? He tripped. Why? Because he was so tired. Because he wasn't getting enough sleep. A lot of y'all think 4 hours of sleep is enough. You think 5 hours is enough sleep. No, it ain't. You need at least 8 hours of sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And then if you somebody that don't get a lot of sleep, you going to need more than that. You going to need a good, 7 days of just sleeping? If you sleep for 7 days straight and you don't get up except to take a shower, go to the bathroom, go right back to sleep, turn everything off, do you know how better you would feel in 7 days? Because you made up for lost sleep. That's like saying if you go to bed at 8 o'clock and you got to get up 7 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work by 8, do you know you get 12 hours sleep? Do you know even if you sleep for 8 hours of sleep, far as 8 hours of sleep, do you know that you're still going to be groggy? And the reason you're going to be groggy is because when you haven't had sleep in months, even though you laying down or you on your phone and you up here just strolling and strolling and strolling, and you don't put your phone down. It's just like when you're on a screen. That's why sometimes I be wishing I could just turn off my screen and not look at nobody. Sometimes I be wishing I could do that. I wish I could just basically just put my computer down and just talk and not show myself. Why? So I don't have to look at a screen. So if you're looking at your screen all day and all you're doing is looking at your screen and you're wondering, why in the world am I still up? Because you're looking at a screen, whether it be a computer screen, whether it be a TV screen, whether it be a laptop, it don't matter. You are looking at a screen all day and haven't even took a break. That's unhealthy to your eyes. You're over exhausting your eyes, and eventually you ain't gonna be able to drive. I'm a living testament of that. I am a living testament of why I cannot drive. Because I'm so used to being on social media that my eyes are so used to looking at a screen that when I get outside, I have tunnel vision when I drive. It's just like when you have anxiety, you have to keep saying to yourself out loud, I got this, I can do this, I can do this. And you'll be amazed how you can. And even though you might start having a panic attack, you'll be like, look, I got this, we can do this. Honey, when I had to drive my car back, when they took my car, when they towed my car, when they shouldn't have towed my car, but they did. And I had to end up going to go get it. And I had to drive that bad boy back. I was scared. I was like, I'm gonna get in this car. I sat in the car for like 20 minutes. I said, I'm gonna get this car to the house because I gotta get back home. I was 30 minutes away from my house. I said, I'm gonna get to this house. I'm gonna get there. I said, look, I need you to cooperate with me. I need you to help me get there. I was in the car. I drove around the city for a little bit, and then I got on the highway. Once I got on the highway, I was good until I was in that middle lane. Because as long as I was in the lane where I could get over, I was okay. But that middle lane scared daylights out of me because there was no way I can get over. That's why 5 o'clock traffic, I'm not going to be out there in 5 o'clock traffic. You're not going to catch me out there in no 5 o'clock traffic. It ain't happening. So long distance traveling, I don't do right now unless somebody in the car with me. But I had to overcome it. So now I can get in the car and probably drive longer distances if I wanted to. But it's no different than that, though. So again, just because you lose weight does not mean you don't have other issues. You can have something on your abdomen that you never even knew was there. You can have prostate cancer. You can have colon cancer. You can have breast cancer. You may have a mass on your breast that you didn't know was there. But now that your breast is becoming smaller, you're finding other things that's wrong. So again, that fat only hides other issues, which is why a lot of people, like, for example, there was a woman by the name of Big Mom, and she literally was like a big mom. And she was half blind and half deaf. This woman went to the hospital, went to the doctor's office every month. Every single solitary month, this woman went to the doctor. One day she went to the emergency room and they told her she had cancer, stage 4 cancer, and she only had 4 weeks to live. She died in 2. All because even though she was going to the doctor, they never tested her for cancer. The one thing in this country that doctors do not do, they do not do a thorough exam on you where they don't test you for everything. They don't do blood where they test you for cancer. They don't do a colonoscopy. They don't do a pap smear after you lose your ovaries. They don't test they don't do tests on your heart. They don't do MRIs to basically look for any and everything. Unlike Turkey does everything. They don't basically, when you go to the dentist, they don't do your deep cleanings anymore. You got to pay for those. So there are so many people that haven't even had a deep cleaning. So doctors in America don't know how to diagnose you. And for years, they couldn't diagnose me. First, it was fibromyalgia. Come to find out, that ain't what it was. Then they thought they said I didn't have, no, they said I had scoliosis. Told me I didn't have scoliosis. Now I found out from a chiropractor I do have scoliosis. So again, the body is something, the only thing the doctors in America teach you is how to give people medications. They give you a temporary solution. The only thing that medications are is a placebo. It just calms down the issue, but it doesn't fix it. That's why when it comes to cancer, there was a doctor that a friend of mine did an actual what was it, documentary, and there was these people that went to Mexico. They didn't do no chemo, no chemo at all. All they did was change their diet. All they did was basically through holistic treatment, they came back cancer free. No cancer at all. None. Absolutely no cancer whatsoever. Let me turn this light on. They had no cancer at all. So being that they didn't have any cancer at all, it was to the point where it was as if cancer was never there. There were people that had stage 4 cancer and they didn't have cancer at all. That was amazing. There are people that have something like myself, that I have something on my abdomen, and I'm gonna have to end up going and they're gonna have to do an ultrasound. Oh, Jesus, because it hurts. Because I'm starting to have some type of numbness. But again, when you go to the emergency room, they don't check everything. They don't test you for everything. They'll just tell you, oh, you need to go to your primary care doctor. That's why I decided to go to Turkey. I'm going to Turkey to go get checked out and having them do whatever they need to do. And if I got to stay over there for 2 weeks, I'll stay. If I got to have surgery, I'm just going to stay in a hotel and have somebody go with me. So if I have to have surgery, I can stay at a hotel for like about 2 weeks and then go home. I'll still be working, but, But like I said, when it comes to health and wellness, you need to take that seriously. It's about what you choose to consume and acknowledge and what you choose to act on, behave, choice, and decisions. So research is very important. So when you go to the grocery store, if I show you Walmart, you need to look at everything when it comes to what you buy. Look at the ingredients, look at the servings, look at the sugar. But do you need sugar? Yes, you do. You do need sugar. Because here's the thing, if you're working out, you need energy. And where do you get energy from? Sugar. So if you're working off that sugar, so for example, if you're eating the right type of sugar, then you're good. If every once in a while you want to make your own cookies, you can make them. If you want to make your own cupcakes, you can make them yourself. Because when you make them from scratch, you're not having those same ingredients. But let me show y'all on what I like to call Wally World. Wally World is going to be my reference here. For those of y'all on TikTok, I'm just going to read it out for you. So give me a second. All right, so I'm going to go to chocolate chip. No, let me go to chocolate. All right, this is chocolate. I've been trying to find chocolate. So let's use M&M's for example. So I'm going to go. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yes, then again, yes, I did. So what I'm looking for is this part here. And I wish I could make this bigger. But if you notice here, this is what I look at. Number one, it says bioengineered food ingredients. Then it says contains peanuts, milk, soy, tree nuts. Why when it's not in the ingredients? Why does it contain tree nuts and it's not in the original ingredients? So I wish I could, let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. Nope, that's not going to work. But anyway, if you look at the ingredients here and you look at everything that's in here, what in here is making it bad? So you're going to look at cornstarch for one. Palm oil, peanut oil is not good. Depending on what kind of sugar that it is. It has more sugar, so apparently it has two different types of sugar. Partially defatted, that ain't good. So this is stuff y'all eating. M&Ms. M&Ms. That's why they're not healthy. You can make your own M&Ms. So the next thing I would look for, let me go back. Now that I done seen M&Ms, that's why I don't eat M&Ms no more. That's why I don't even eat M&Ms at all at this point. Now, if I want to look at chocolate bars, so what I'm looking for, say if I want to make chocolate off, I want it to basically burn, like make chocolate, something with chocolate. I'm making my own chocolate. I'm learning how to make my own chocolate. So what I'm looking for, if I can find it, which I don't see, but I'll go here. I always look at here where it says saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol. This is where everybody looks at. Everybody looks here. 13% total fat, 34% saturated fat, 28%, which is 14 grams of sugar. Protein is 2 grams. And this is what everybody looks at. That's primarily where everybody looks at. That ain't where I look at. I go down a little further. Where I go down to, if I can go way down, I go down here. And what I am looking for is this. Now, this has milk chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, milk, chocolate liqueur, non-fat milk, which is pretty good. Soy, I can never pronounce that. White chocolate, organic sugar, that part, organic sugar. In other words, brown cane sugar. It looks like brown sugar, but it's not. It's a different type of sugar. Whole milk powder, soy lentils, I can never pronounce that, organic vanilla, coconut oil, cream cheese, frosting flavor. Nothing too bad. I mean, this isn't too bad as far as chocolate. But if I continue looking down, that's what I'm going to look at. I'm not just going to look at because it says sugar. What I want to know is what type of sugar that it is. Is it non-fat sugar? Is it raw sugar? Is it cane sugar? What type of sugar is in it? If it's organic sugar, then okay, fine, I can eat that. But again, it's not about what you eat, it's how much of it that you eat. That's like saying you eat cookies in the whole, like for example, I might have a whole week that I might eat nothing but sweets. But guess what? The following week, the following 6 months, I ain't gonna eat nothing. So for 6 months straight, I may not eat no cookies whatsoever. But then 6 months later, I might have that craving in my life and say, oh, I got to have something sweet. True story. My mother, God, I love her. My mama, she had just had knee surgery. And when I tell you, my mama was miserable. She was absolutely miserable. Me and my dad were up late night with her because she could not sleep because her toe was bothering her. Her knee was bothering her. She was miserable them whole 12 weeks. And I was miserable for her. I was miserable. Because when I tell you it was so rough when she had to go through that, I mean, she was miserable. I mean, my mom was taking so much oxycodone and they had her taking so many pills. It wasn't even funny. And it was not helpful. Well, one day we took my son to Comic-Con in North Carolina. All right, shout outs to King Lion. I bought his actual comic book. Anyway, when we took him to Comic-Con, I told my mama, you sure you want to go? Because at the time I was having trouble driving. You sure you want to go? Because I don't, want you to anything to happen. So now I'm good. My mama didn't tell me she didn't eat nothing all day. My mom didn't eat nothing all day. All day she didn't eat nothing. We're walking in there, and I'm turning around occasionally to make sure she good. I'm always making sure, Mom, you good. So when I was getting these comics for my son, and she was sitting there, and I turned around while the guy was going to get somebody so I could pay for it. And I kept saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. She was trying to talk, but I thought she was having a stroke. I started panicking. I said, Mom, do you want me to call 911? She couldn't talk. She couldn't move. She couldn't do nothing. I'm surprised she sat there and without falling. I said, Mom, 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 are you okay? Mom. She couldn't speak. So the lady that was sitting across, she said, she okay? I said, I don't know. I might need to call 911. So we sat her down and the lady gave her some peanuts and gave her some chocolate and some water. And she was fine. Cause I said, Mom, are you good? I said, Mom, are you good? She's like, yeah, she's good. I said, I'm good. I said, you sure? Cause we can leave. I'll drive. Even though I was panicking to drive, I would have still drove. That probably been the one time I probably would have drove. Even though I'd have been panicking the whole entire time, I was gonna get her there. But she's still here and she's fine. But she needed sugar. Why? Because she's diabetic and she didn't eat that day. So even though diabetics basically they still need sugar. They still need food. But what type of sugar is making us sick? Is it the raw cane sugar or is it the sugars that are in bread? The sugars that are in processed foods? Because I noticed that when you make your own dishes, you ain't as sick. When you're not using bleached flour, and you're not using wheat flour and stuff like that. So again, let's look at that for a minute. Let's look at sugar. Now, y'all can't see it, but if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it. So let's look at trivia for a minute. Okay. This one right here has 3% carbs, no sugar, no added sugar. So there's nothing in here per serving. Okay, cool. But, but, that ain't the only place you look. You're going to go all the way down. Yeah, Walmart got the ingredients. You're going to go all the way down until you find where the ingredients are. There's two things you're going to look at: other ingredients or other active ingredients. Now, this tells you this just has, I don't know what this is, but let's look this up to see if this is, now this does not have any sugar, but it's, I don't even know, it's a stevia leaf extract, and then it has molasses. But let me see what this other thing is. Can't pronounce it, but let's see what it is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen right quick, and we're going to look at that word to see what it means. So let me stop sharing my screen. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm not even presenting my screen. Sorry, y'all. Let me go back. My bad. Okay. This word here. This is the word that was on that sugar. And it's erythritol. It's a sugar alcohol used as low-calorie sweetener. Eating a large amount may cause digestive issues, including nausea. It may also be associated with blood clots and heart problems. Sensitivity and symptoms can vary. So, this is why you need to look at what you buy. Because if you're somebody that has stomach issues, you're not going to be able to eat this. You're not going to be able to use it. So if you go back, so let me go back to Walmart. Let me go back to Wally World right quick, and I'm going to show y'all what I was looking at. Going back to Wally World. Now, this is what was in that particular sugar. So let me show y'all which product that it was. Trivia. So being that it has that particular ingredient, then I don't recommend you using a lot of it, because you're going to have digestive issues. So just like medications that have side effects, you have stuff that's in your foods that have side effects. So now it's done went for your medications to now your food. This is why I say, if you want to be healthy and you want to lose weight, make your own stuff from scratch. Now let me go back. If it let me. Okay. So let me go down. Now, this is the sugar that I buy. This is the sugar that I buy here. It has 16, of course, of total sugar, of course. But this is actual pure cane sugar. All natural, unrefined, non-GMO, pure cane sugar. And it's squeezing and evaporates the juice and fresh harvest from sugarcane. They even tell you how they do it. They even tell you how they get this cane sugar. So if you don't see nothing where they tell you how they harvest the cane sugar, don't buy it. So you go down. So same thing that I would do. So this is the actual thing here. So right here it says just cane sugar, no other ingredients, nothing, just cane sugar. That's it. Raw cane sugar. That's it. That's all. That's it. Ain't nothing else to it. That's it. So that's, and it looks similar to white sugar, but it's not. It's actually wheat sugar. So I buy this one. So if I go to this one here, this is pure grated sugar. You don't want that one. It's bad for you. This one, it does say sugar, but if you go down a little bit further, that's why I said look at the back of the box in the ingredients, because it'll tell you everything else. Now this one here, this one is all purpose. I don't use it. It tells, but it doesn't tell you how they harvest it. It don't tell you none of that. And why I say if it don't tell you how to harvest it, you don't buy it. Go all the way down. Now it says grated sugar, but if you go further down, it's gonna say sugar. It don't say cane sugar. It just says sugar. So if it just says sugar and there's nothing that says cane sugar, don't buy it. This is not real sugar. It's not. It's processed. So if it don't say raw cane sugar, don't buy it. It's not good for you. So if you go, this one is date sugar. Never seen it. This is the first time I've ever seen date sugar. This one is organic, and it shows where it's harvested from. Natural sweeteners free from additives, preservatives, refined sugar. So again, y'all may start reading at this point. So this is what real cane sugar looks like. That's what it looks like. If it ain't brown, like it's like a real caramel type of brown. It's not as dark as brown sugar. It's a little bit lighter. But raw cane sugar, if it don't say that on that pack, don't buy it. Not only that, with raw cane sugar, you don't have to use a lot of it. And you don't. Honey, you don't even have to use half of what you use with the white sugar. So if you go down, and these are all some more. Coconut sugar. I didn't know they had mushroom sugar. Coconut sugar. I didn't even know they had, well, that's coffee. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something else. So, well, is it sugar? Then again, I don't be knowing. Honey. That's coffee. Okay. But if you come all the way down here, it is instructions to refrigerate. So you're going to always come down where it says organic, and this comes from dates. So when you are looking at your ingredients in any foods, especially processed foods, you want to make sure it does say chlorine, fructose, sunflower oil. They take the oil and they take a lot of your foods, they take the nutrients out of it. That's why I say if you can go to a farmer's market, if you can go to and even with Whole Foods, same thing, you got to read the back of the box. Because just because it says organic doesn't mean that it is organic. Y'all will be amazed how much stuff says organic. If you really read and have it scan all the different ingredients, it'll tell you the ones that are good and the ones that are bad. If it has more bad ingredients than good ingredients, then you don't buy it. You don't even mess with it. So this is why I say it don't take you long. It might take you a minute, especially if you get a lot of groceries. But guess what? If you continue to buy that same way, you'll be amazed how much weight you're going to lose, because you're not getting those chemicals. And then doing a parasite cleanse will cleanse you of all of those parasites, which in turn will help you heal. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a parasite cleanse, but I ain't going to do it till I get back from Vegas. When I get back from Vegas, that following weekend, I'm going to do a really good parasite cleanse, and I'm going to be miserable. Why? Because I'm going to be in and out the bathroom for 7 days. You really don't have to do it for 7 days. But when I tell you, you're going to feel 150% better. And you're going to see them parasites. You're going to see them tapeworms. You're going to see all of that that's been in your intestines that you don't know is there. You'll be amazed what's in your intestines that you don't even know that's there. You can have a foot infection that may cause a STD because you washing your feet and then cleaning your vagina. So for example, you'll clean your vagina and then clean your feet and then you'll rinse off the rag. Do you know that bacteria still stays in there? You need 2 different towels, one for your feet and one for your body. I'm learning now, do not use the one for your feet for the one for your body. Don't use the same towel. You might need 2 different towels. Just like you don't want to use one for your body for your face. So yeah, bacteria in cloths, it does stay in that cloth, and you really got to use hot water. That's why for me, I use hot water as hot as I can stand it. So when I do wash myself, I happen to wash my feet, I'm able to rinse out that rag with hot water because bacteria don't like hot water. It don't. So, like I said, when you're looking at things, and I'm even gonna okay. So this is coffee, for example. Coffee. I love coffee. When you're looking at coffee, it's the same thing. Everything you look at, I'm telling you, everything I look at. This one, it has artificial flavors, which is not good, and then it has natural flavors, and it's Arabica coffee. So these are things that are important when you are looking at what you buy. What you buy for your children. That's why a juicer is good, a mixer is good, a blender is good. If you can find something that where you can actually make your own milk like cashew milk, they have ingredients where you can make your own milk as well. You can make your own whole wheat milk. You can make your own, nut milk and oat milk and all of these different milks and be healthy, and you can make it yourself. So, like I said, it ain't nothing like making your own milk. Cause I had some zero milk, and when it got frozen, how it looked, I said, "Nah, I'm just gonna get oat milk because I can't drink almond milk. I can't drink any type of like nut milk. I wish, but I can't." So yeah, these are just things you want to look at. Because even with your frozen foods, let me look at ice cream for a minute. I'm gonna tell you why I can't eat Breyers anymore. So if you go down to this one is one of the ones I normally eat, but I can't eat this one. This one made me feel horrible. So this one right here has wheat flour. It has reduced iron. So these are not too bad. This has inverted sugar, 2% less corn flour, which is not bad. Salt, does have cornstarch in it, and it does have some artificial flavors. Corn syrup, so it does have a little bit of those things that may be a little bad. But the type of ice cream that I'm looking at now, okay, let's look at Breyers. Breyers, y'all favorite ice cream. Breyers. Breyers it is gluten free. It does have dairy milk. They do say they use the highest quality. Let's see what else they say. So this is what they say about it. But if you go down, that's why I said I always go all the way down. Down, 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 down. These are all the different ice creams. I like Breyer. At least I used to. Go down to the ingredients. This one just contains milk, cream, sugar, vegetable gums, and natural flavors. Okay, so Breyers is a very good ice cream. But if you look at now, this is where it gets interesting. But if you look at the back of the box, some of them say that they're manufactured. Hold on. So you see what kind of flour and sugar that is. Now, that's all the ingredients that's in it. But if you look here, that's what it says. Now, on some of them, on Breyers, it will say that it does have traces of tree nuts because of where it's manufactured. So if you have an allergy, look at the manufacturer because they're supposed to put on there whether it has shellfish, whether it has whatever. It's supposed to tell you that. So when you are in here, it takes some time, but I'd rather you research what you're gonna put into your body before you put it in your body. So regardless of what you're looking at, that's what you look like. So this is me here. There's some stuff they may have to replace, but my grocery list. Let me go to my nice little grocery list here. If they can click on it. Okay, let me go down. That's my total. I got cinnamon. I got now. Let me show y'all these. These are diet peaches. These are the ingredients in it. And that's everything that's in it. All of that is healthy. Every last bit of it. And it has no sugar. This has, let me, okay. As you can see, there's no sugar, none of that in there. I looked here, as far as the manufacturer down here. So I make sure I look at where it's manufactured at. That's what I look at. So that's pretty much what I look at when I go shopping. Then you have, you go down, I do have my little cinnamon buns, but why am I choosing to buy them? You go to your ingredients. Now, it does have the folic acid, but then again, I might make my own, so I might not buy these. So I might wait. But this is everything that's in it here. So it does have corn syrup. So it does have a couple things that probably would be bad for the most part. So I probably wouldn't get them. But this is just an example of when you're going shopping and when you're looking for something. That's important as far as how you shop. Because again, when you're shopping and stuff like that, it don't take but a couple minutes for you to look at something and say, before I buy this, let me make sure it's something that I really need to eat. Before I go get plastic surgery, let me make sure I can deal with what happens when it comes to plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is another thing a lot of people do. And when you get older, you have to end up taking it out. Yeah, eventually you will have to take it out. Look at all the females that are now taking all that plastic surgery out. They're just taking it out. Now what? Taking it out, and you think this helps with your self-esteem, self-worth, and self-values? It don't. It's like a person that got a bunch of money. Does it make them a better person? No. Doesn't make you a better person at all. It just don't. So don't think for a moment that because you are losing weight, because you get money, because everything externally is good, doesn't mean that person's a good person internally. Doesn't mean that person don't have HIV, full-blown AIDS, sexually transmitted diseases. Doesn't mean they don't have cancer, leukemia. Doesn't mean any of those things. Doesn't mean they don't have bacteria infections, parasites. Doesn't mean that the way they think that, they're going to go down with you when it comes to certain things. You just don't know. So all I'm saying to y'all is you don't know how certain things are going to be. You don't know how people are going to be. So the important thing is protecting yourself and not lowering yourself and not doing all of these things and making sure that when you do it, understand what comes with that. Understand what comes with everything that you do, because everything, and I do mean literally everything, has consequences, repercussions, and karma. So I just want people to understand we all have things that we have to deal with. So I just want people to understand that we always gonna have something going on. Always. But taking care of your health and wellness is important. And that is by putting you first. You have to put yourself first to be healthy. Because the longer you live determines on how you putting yourself first, putting your health and wellness first. Because when you walk out that door and you get in a car and you drive, you need to make sure you drive safely. But hold on. But just because you drive safely doesn't mean everybody else is going to drive safely. So when you walk out that door, you got to understand anything can happen. You can go to an ATM and somebody can come behind you, kidnap you, take you, unalive you, leave for dead. Somebody can SA you. You can't control somebody else's behavior, their choices, actions, and decisions. You can't control any of that. You only can control you. And if that person is not willing to level up or be what you want them to be, then you need to leave those people alone. If people tell you no, accept that and say, you know what, that's fine. Because guess what? When you look back on it, you're going to thank God you did. Because all it is telling you to build something of your own. So sometimes, even though rejection seems like it's hard, sometimes it's for the best. So I learned now that when somebody tell me no, okay, cool. When somebody tell me, oh, you're ugly, you're fat, I don't care. I don't care. So in the end, it is okay to, find what works for you health-wise. Even with my clients, I would tell them the same thing. Your vitamins, your minerals, those things are important. I got to order my vitamins today, matter of fact, because I need to get them so they can be here by tomorrow. And I had to get a stepping stool. So it's okay if you're not in a good place right now, but you can't stay there. You're not supposed to stay there. But this society will keep you as low as you allow them to keep you. And that's why they're telling you, oh, take care of somebody else. Oh, do this for somebody else. And that ain't how this works. Matter of fact, I can play y'all a story right now about a situation about that. There's a woman that's coming home from a night shift and find a wedding in her backyard. So again, I want people to understand that with these situations, it's always something. So, like I said, you'd be amazed how bad family treats you. You'd be amazed how your friends and your spouses treat you. But again, if it's to the point where it's messing with your health and wellness, it's messing with your blessings that God gave you, if you're not getting what you want, then you need to leave these people where they're at. They're killing you slowly. They're unaliving you slowly. The people who you love will unalive you quicker than anybody else. So you have to be very careful who you bring into your world. You got to be very careful who you have sex with. You got to be very careful because, like I said, look at what happened with Jackie O when it came to that plastic surgery and what happened to her and how she's not here because instead of her just going to the gym, instead of her just eating right, she wanted to get a tummy tuck and get all this plastic surgery done at one time, and now she's not here. All these girls that go and get plastic surgery and their bodies ain't never the same. Wait till Cardi B get about 40. Wait till she get 40 years old. She talks about all the time how sick she get when it come down to that plastic surgery. Y'all wearing makeup. All these things that ain't doing nothing but putting chemicals in your pores. But yet you keep putting it on because of what you're willing to do for beauty. I'm sorry. Beauty for what? Who are you being beautiful for? The most healthiest way is to be naturally beautiful. No makeup. You can wear eyeshadow. You can wear lipstick. But do you know your whole entire body has pores? Do you know what I found out? Do you know what I found out about lotions and all these different things? Do you know that really, unless you have dry skin, do you really need lotion? No. Now, sunscreen is different because when you put it on, it does automatically go into your skin because it protects your skin. But when you're buying, if you notice now with lotions now, they're very, very watered down. And as soon as you walk out that door, you sweat. You are sweating when you walk out that door. If you somebody that sweat a lot, lotion ain't gonna do nothing for you. If you got oily skin already, lotion ain't gonna do nothing for you. There are people people ask me all the time, why is it that your legs are never ashy? Because I have oily skin. I have very oily skin, but I use products to keep my skin oily though. But wearing foundation and wearing blush and all that stuff is not supposed to be on your face. But y'all steady put it on. It's different if you put it on for a short period of time. If you're doing it because you're doing a campaign and you're gonna be in light. Only thing makeup does is protects your skin when you're in light. But you know, I've seen people doing that makeup melts. It don't look right. You're not supposed to wear makeup all day. Well, makeup is something you wear only if it's for a short period of time, not a long period of time. You are never supposed to wear makeup for a long period of time. If you look at clowns, clowns do not wear makeup for a long period of time. Let's tell you something. So unless you're going out on a date, unless you're going to be where you're taking pictures, like for example, if you're going to be doing a photo shoot, then yes, makeup protects your face. But any other time, you don't need it. A lot of y'all don't even need makeup. I don't even know why you put it on. You don't need it. And even if you have pimples, it just makes things worse. The only reason that makeup was actually a big thing because women that were pretty much going through domestic violence, it covered up the bruises. There's the only reason you need it when you're covering up something. Believe it or not, some of the things that you're putting on your body is just something to cover up some type of flaw. Why are you covering up your flaws? Because your flaws are what makes you a better person. Your flaws are what makes you you. So at the end of the day, when you're sitting here putting up all this makeup, you ain't gonna do nothing but clog your pores, and which is why you look old. So when you're clogging up, thank you. So when you are clogging up your pores, that's why y'all gotta go get Botox. That's why you're trying to, when you get older, trying to look young. That's why these girls, when they get 30 years old, they look like they're almost 50 with all that makeup. Do I like the back door? It's been a minute since I tried it. I wouldn't know. I mean, it depends on the size of it, and it depends on if it fit. We're not having this conversation right now. But anyway, but as far as your health and wellness, you are what you consume. You are what you put on. You are what you put into your body. You are what you put on your body, and depending on that and how the body reacts to it or how you react to it mentally will determine how healthy it will be. Is it an easy journey? No, it ain't. But it's worth it in the end. A shirt is a shirt. But the problem is that the reason I have it covered is because all day my boobies ended up popping up out of it. So we ain't trying to do that today. So yeah, it fits, but yet it don't. It fits, but some reason that depending on how I'm sitting, the shirt just comes up, and then next thing I know, I see boobies popping out. We ain't trying to do that right now. Anyway, but anyway, as I was saying, but yeah, your health and wellness is what you choose to consume and what you choose to acknowledge, and that is something that's important. And when you're following everybody else and doing what everybody else is doing, that does not mean that's what is meant for you to be doing. So just because somebody says jump off a bridge, you're going to jump. If somebody says jump off a cliff, you're going to jump. Do what is best for you. Do what works for you. Okay. I got you. But yeah, is this journey easy? No, it's not. Is losing weight easy? No. Is doing things the right way? No. Because that's just the bottom line of it. It's about doing things the right way and doing things the proper way. That is what makes a difference here. That's the only way you can be healthy is by doing the right thing. Being careful who you associate with, being careful who you influence, not messing with the wolves in sheep's clothing, boy and girl that cry wolf, sirens, vampires, and snakes. No matter how the world sees you, you have to always see yourself in a positive manner. No matter if somebody thinks you're ugly, fat, whatever the case may be, your self-esteem is based on you. Everybody's just the addition or subtraction to you. You are the root of the tree of life that is you. And yes, leaves are going to fall, branches are going to fall, stems are going to fall. You're going to have people coming in and out your life every day. But you are the constant. And at the end of the day, as long as that root is there, I don't care if somebody tear down your tree. another tree will grow. Why? Because that root is still there. That's why even though people cut down trees, I'm not. For those of y'all on my podcast, somebody's asking me a question. Not answering that question right now. Anyway, so I'm gonna end this by saying this: no matter what, you are the root of your tree. You determine how much water, what it's gonna take for you to grow, evolve, elevate, and mature to a new and better version of yourself. Whether it be you eating right, working out, whether it be the people that's in your life, whether it be working for someone else, working for yourself, being married, having kids, those decisions are really up to you, and nobody can make those decisions for you but you. So that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for joining me for this episode. Without y'all, there's no me. I'd be nothing without y'all. I'm also going to put this on my Where Self-Respect Leads to Self-Love channel, but I got one more podcast I got to do. So that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, we will talk later. And for those of y'all on YouTube, thank y'all for joining me for this episode. I really do appreciate y'all because, like I said, you know, without y'all, there's no me. I would be nothing without y'all. Seriously. So, like I said, this is the beginning of my channel. And I hope you guys enjoy it on YouTube and on TikTok. I hope y'all enjoy it as well. And until next time, I got to make sure I do this right. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. But I gotta change my outro thing because they always put it as copyright. So with that being said, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button to receive notifications of my videos. And again, you the one in the end. I don't care what information come to you. I don't care what's being said to you. I don't care what other people think about you. I don't care how other people deal with things. It's not about them, it's about you. The only time is about them when you are impacted and affected by other people. But just by word of mouth shouldn't affect you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.